It is easy to get swept up in bringing a new furry companion home, especially picturing an energetic dog leaping to catch a toy. But that initial burst of excitement eventually fades into the reality of a daily, unyielding commitment that will last the next 12 to 15 years. Most prospective owners start the process backward. They look at physical traits, breed sizes, or simply how cute an animal is, instead of auditing their own daily calendar and bank account. A successful human-animal relationship actually comes down to resource allocation. You have to provide 3 fundamental inputs every single day: your time, your money, and your physical space. In return for those inputs, you receive a specific expected outcome: the social interaction yield, or the type of companionship that animal offers. This chart plots your resource input on the horizontal axis against the social yield on the vertical axis. We are going to map both cats and dogs against these specific metrics to find your exact lifestyle match. Skipping this objective audit and making a purely emotional choice guarantees lifestyle friction. That friction eventually leads to financial strain, resentment, or a surrendered pet. Let's start with the spatial footprint. Dogs are active by nature and require a substantial amount of physical room simply to maneuver around a home. Medium to large breeds need larger square footage and regular, reliable access to outdoor spaces to stay healthy and burn off energy. Cats operate differently. Because they utilize vertical space and weigh significantly less, they adapt easily to small, enclosed environments like apartments. Then there is the financial baseline. Both animals require a daily diet of high-quality food to meet their nutritional needs. The financial load of a dog compounds rapidly. They consume larger volumes of food, and their veterinary care often scales upward to treat complex, breed-specific conditions like hip dysplasia or arthritis. A cat's daily consumption is much lower, and their routine medical maintenance generally costs less over the course of a year. The primary environmental trade-off for a cat is the ongoing cost and daily maintenance of an indoor litter box. Restricted square footage and lower discretionary income point strongly toward feline companionship. Having spatial abundance and financial flexibility are necessary prerequisites for bringing a dog into your home. Here is a comparative matrix looking at the time tax. These are the daily, non-negotiable hours required to maintain an animal's physical and behavioral health. A dog requires anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours of exercise every single day. That requirement doesn't pause for your fatigue or bad weather. They also carry an intensive training requirement. Structured obedience work is necessary to integrate them safely into a functional household. Add to that the grooming burden, particularly for longer-haired breeds that require frequent bathing, brushing, and clipping. A cat's physical needs are far less demanding. They generally require about 30 minutes of stationary indoor play. They are highly self-sufficient when it comes to grooming, effectively keeping themselves clean with minimal intervention from you. Their independence makes them highly resistant to learning standard commands or tricks. A dog demands a rigid, active daily routine that forces you to stay engaged. A cat, by comparison, returns hours of weekly free time to its owner. We've covered the costs. Now we need to evaluate the psychological yield, the specific type of emotional validation you receive in return for your effort. Dogs are highly social and attention-seeking. They actively look for ways to participate in your daily life and routines. That intense attachment creates vulnerability. Dogs are prone to separation anxiety when left alone for long workdays. Cats are naturally independent and solitary. They can thrive and remain content even when you are absent for long stretches of time. Their psychological trade-off is that affection is selectively given. It happens strictly on their terms, which requires patience from the owner. You have to anchor these dynamics to a timeline. You can expect this relationship to last an average of 12 years for a dog and 15 years for a cat. Choosing a dog yields active validation, but you sacrifice some of your own independence to get it. Choosing a cat provides peaceful, low-friction coexistence, but you sacrifice constant participatory companionship. This flowchart maps out the ultimate choice. It is about identifying which animal naturally slots into your unchangeable daily reality, starting with your primary constraint. If we follow the first branch, we find the time-poor, space-constrained archetype. If you have a demanding career, frequent travel, or limited square footage, The cat's low-friction profile is the optimal, stress-free match. Following the second branch takes us to the active, resource-rich archetype. If you have disposable time, outdoor access, and actively want a companion to join your excursions, the dog's high investment profile will yield the best results. If you are optimizing for budget, you have to look past the initial adoption fees. You need to calculate the compounding costs of food, grooming, and veterinary care across that entire 12 to 15-year span. Choosing the lower maintenance pet isn't a sign of lacking dedication. It is a mark of practical self-awareness. The best pet is never about an animal's traits in a vacuum. It is about perfectly matching a living creature to your exact lifestyle capacity, ensuring a successful adoption for life.